Thank you for tuning in to the Peoplz Dragons. If you enjoy the content we provide, then subscribe, like, and maybe join in on the action at www.pndrpg.com. Early in this current season of Gamma Haven, we are introduced to a new and rising threat that comes to us in the form of a cult. These cultists are depicted as vile and bizarre and are obviously a threat to everyone. We wanted to build more lore around this faction, so we asked you all for a name to call this faction, as well as some interesting facts to further flesh them out. And here's what you all submitted. R-Type X says that they are called the Servi Dei. S-E-R-V-I-D-E-I. R-Type X, salute to you, sir, and thank you for your submission. You can never go wrong with a little Latin, you know? Little Latin. I believe that's Latin for servers of gods or something like that, but it sounds pretty sinister. Chris says that they are called the Emerald Light, and he adds that even though they worship the green gods, they hate one another because they want true greatness only for themselves, and so within their own ranks, they plot against one another. The Emerald Light have a number of 4 generals that have countless number of disciples under them that serve the green gods, but every general is gunning for the other. Thanks for your submission, Chris. I like the idea of struggle for power and favor from the gods that they all serve. It adds to an element of internal conflict within the faction, which opens them up to a weakness. We saw on episode 2, Emerald Prophecy, the occultists using a dark and disgusting spell used to suck the souls from their victims' faces, as well as various other dark arts involving soul siphoning and weaponry made of dark energy. So we then asked you all, what is this dark magic called? What is this magic that the cultists use, and what negative effects do the spells have on the caster's physical body? Chris says that the cultists use a dark magic called Takena that coats the user with a black lettering when performing their incantations, in turn causing massive amounts of pain the more dark magic they use, which is why they must wait a full day before casting again. Thanks, Chris. I guess Hunter Gulsiv is a master of this art because he was eating souls like every other hour in that episode. Chaos says that their magic is called Ichormancy. The blood of the cultist is transformed magically into the blood of the green gods, turning it into a blackish green color called ichor, which translates to blood of the gods. Using this Ichormancy, they lose their humanity and their bodies belong to the gods to control. Many cultists go insane because their human minds cannot grasp the knowledge bestowed by the ichor that flows through their veins. When the ichor's metaphysical properties are activated, it glows green. I like that. A little Cthulhu inspiration there, it's fitting. Especially because of their little ethereal tendril that comes out of their mouth. Thanks, Chaos, for your submission. Moving on. In episode 2, we get to see Judge Benedict, the demon swordsman, in action again as we watch him fight and destroy 2 nomad androids sent by Anarchy 12 to disrupt the mission. We wanted to flesh out some details, so we asked you all what was the connection between Judge and his sentient demon sword. Chris says, Judge Benedict has a demonic energy that is manipulated through his sentient demon sword. His sword makes sure that he himself doesn't become the demon hound. The demon hound is the judge from the demon realm. He is only summoned when he is sent to burn those his masters have condemned to burn in the eternal fire. Judge Benedict can fight this transformation off because the blacksmith who forged the demon sword makes it so the sword absorbs his demonic energy, but if the energy is too great, Benedict will transform. Oh shit. Chris also adds that Judge Benedict's sword was crafted by a special blacksmith who forged the demon sword, giving it the capability to absorb built-up demonic energy growing within him. However, too much demon power will cause him to transform. I just said that. That's tight. I like that. I like this idea because it now makes sense why Judge Benedict Haynes, a man in his 40s, would be the first one to answer Tempest's call and find a home in the Gate Center. He probably wants to learn more about the demonic mutation within him. Kind of makes me hope that the player Tempest includes him more in his story. It's kind of dangerous too, though. You got fucking some demon dude tagging along with you, courtesy of Chris. Your ally is now a demon man. It's gonna transform on you like Michael Jackson in Thriller. Moving on. Tempest is the headmaster at the Gate Center and is educating and training G-types to become good doers and heroes of Haven. Periodically, he will send someone a field exam to test what they've learned. In episode 2, Tempest brings with him Vivid, a G-type with an unparalleled tracking ability. During the car ride, Vivid spends a lot of his time thinking of a cool gate agent name. We asked you all, what was the name that he ended up coming up with? You all said, Johnny Sniff. And so it is. Vivid, aka Johnny Sniff, ladies and gentlemen. We witnessed an action-packed bout between R-Type X and Smarta. Overall, a one-sided fight. We received a lot of great feedback on Smarta as an NPC, and so we wanted to flesh her out more, so we asked all of you what was her backstory. Also, what happened to her arm? Chris, salute. Chris says, Smarta was a smart girl since she became able to read, but in school, she was viewed as the teacher's pet and the bookworm, so she would be bullied every day that she came to school. The day of the Gamma event, she was being jumped and then launched into an oncoming van that takes out her arm. God, so they were beating her up and then threw her in traffic. Jeez. Wow. She survived losing her arm, but due to the Gamma event, she became 10 times smarter than she once was. Sorry, there's like no commas in this entry. She survived losing her arm, but due to the Gamma event, she became 10 times smarter than she once was. That after getting out of the hospital, it took her half a day to create a functional arm. She taught herself with the muscle memory she had also acquired from the Gamma mutation, She taught herself with the muscle memory she had also acquired from the Gamma event, taking revenge on the females that had jumped her the day her arm was taken. I like that. It's a nice piece of lore. It fits very well into the story. It's kind of like a little Kill Bill. Reminds me of some Kill Bill. Good enough to inspire a small side story, maybe. With all the strange paranormal activity occurring in Haven, there is now an elite group of Haven law enforcement that specializes in the supernatural. We asked all of you, what is this faction called, and why are they so dangerous? Darrell says, the RIPD, the Paranormal and Spectral Task Force. Who knows what those acronyms are for? We're the RIPD. What's that stand for? We're the Paranormal and Spectral Task Force. An elite and especially trained task force that reports to an unknown branch of government which works from the shadows. Their function started in the old days where agents used ritual amulets and old magic to combat forces unknown. As they evolved, so have their methods and weaponry. They are dangerous to the public because in their code of conduct, it is clearly stated to eliminate the threat and all who have seen or come in contact with said threat as to protect the secret of the paranormal forces at work. Ooh, That's hardcore. There's never anything safe about a group of people who will go at any length to hide a secret. Darrell, salute to you. I like that. Steven says, the Holistic Office of Paranormal Enforcement, HOPE, HOPE. HOPE agents are empowered to hunt down any paranormal activity and stop it. They are given carte blanche, and are not beholden to any laws. They do not answer to any court or any government official. Their ranks are filled with religious zealots, and their arrival has brought forth more power from the church, a new power in the city of Haven. I like this submission because it introduces the possibility of a new faction, the church. In history, the church has always been a branch of power that can really move and shake things around, for better or for worse, and in this scenario, in this kind of setting, I would assume the worst, at least for anyone coming across them. All right, so my personal favorite was Chris's submission on Judge Benedict's demonic side and how his sword is a forged demon blade acting as a stabilizer of his demon power. This resonated with me because I enjoyed Judge Benedict's scene personally against the androids and really see him as a great ally and companion to Tempest. With this addition of this lore, it gives us a lot to build on with this particular character. That's all for now. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming real soon, in the next day or two, to be exact. And thank you all for your patience and creativity. Peace out. Thanks for watching Peoplz Dragons, the interactive RPG game show. I encourage everyone to jump into our comment section to participate in the lore contests, as well as visit our Patreon page to learn what perks come with your support for our machine. Peace.